Chili Peppers, what a day. We managed to make it to all 11 stores on our list. Even though there was a blizzard, we ended up only being half an hour late. We started over here by Ann Arbor, we went through the blizzard all the way over there, and then we slowly made our way back. I definitely spent more money than I should, but I did have 3 days to catch up and make some money, so I feel a little bit better about it than usual. But either way, I got some really cool stuff, so let's take a look. The first store we went to was Wolverine Cards and Comics. That was in Paw Paw, Michigan, and they were not really a comic store. They were a card store and collectibles store with some comics in the back. And though they were good deals, I didn't really find anything that I was looking for. So we went down the street to Perfect Storm Comics and Games, which is the second location. We already went to the one in Battle Creek on, I think, day 3, and I did have some pretty good luck there. I got this issue of Defenders that I was missing for less than $1, issue 14 of X Factor, issue 33 of X Factor, and I thought that issue 1 of Alpha Flight was the only one I was missing, but I ended up being wrong. It's hard to know what issues you're missing when your phone is being used to record you and you can't check your app to see which holes you have. So I got issue 2 of Alpha Flight, as well as issue 34 and issue 41. The most exciting thing about that store in particular is that I finally found some more of those little metal dudes I've been looking for. I got this Spider-Man with his webbed up boxing glove, this dumb little Carnage that has like rubber T-Rex arms and his head is also rubber. I think he might be the lamest one I have. And the Lizard, which I think is really cool even though his head is kind of rubbery, but he's super cool looking. And Carter, who was working the store, was super nice and he gave me a really great deal on all of that. Next we went to Rabbit Hole Comics, which was in like South Haven. It's all the way on the west side of the state, and not only were they super charming, pleasant people, but they also had a really great selection and I had to get the heck out of there before I spent too much money. But I did get issue 18 of Unknown Worlds. That's by American Comics Group, a publisher I haven't really heard of. Issue 12 of Rip Hunter Time Master. That's super cool. And then I found Origins of Marvel Comics for only $10. It's a little bit beat up, but I don't really care. It's still readable, and it's something I've been looking for a little while for a good deal. And I also found Son of Origins, which is also a little bit beat up, but really not that bad. I was super excited to find those two things, especially since I've seen them in stores on this trip for like 3 or 4 times the price I got them for. Next we went to Discount Hobby, somewhere near Kalamazoo, and I wouldn't have even known that store existed if someone in another shop hadn't mentioned it to me. I'm glad somebody told me about it, because it was a pretty good store. I got this half-off trade of MPH by Mark Miller, which I've been looking for a minute, and volume 12 of Cerebus, also for half off. That was another store that I had to get out of pretty fast. They had some good deals. Then we went to Mr. Dale's Trading Cards, and he was more of a trading card store, not really a comic store. He has new comics, and he has back issues, and he has bargains, but the specialty of the store is trading cards. I didn't find anything I was looking for there, but he was super great to talk to. Next, we went to Nostalgia Inc. in Jackson, which I'd been to at least once before, and I knew they had some good stuff. I got volume 4 of Sin City in the format that I like for half off, volume 2 of EC Comics Crime and Suspense Stories, also for half off, and this T- comic, which I was pretty excited to find because when I was in 9th grade, my history teacher, Mr. Kinnett, had the whole class read it, and then I did a project on it and drew this picture that I was really happy with at the time. So it's just a nostalgic comic for me, and I like the Space Race era and I like history in general, so I'm happy to have it on my shelf. Then we went to Secret Crisis in Chelsea, which is the shop that my dad always gets his new comics at, and they had a lot of great stuff there. I might have gone a little bit overboard on their dollar bins, but it was so clean and everything was so nice looking. They were just great dollar bins. I got issue 33 of Marvel Team Up, and I know that is not clean, but I like it better this way anyway. Issue 75 of Marvel Team Up, issue 16 of the original What If series, issue 12 of the original What If series, and issue 11 of What If, which is what if the original Marvel bullpen had become the Fantastic Four. So that's Stan Lee on Reed Richards' body. I also got issue 1 of Probe. I don't know what it is, but I thought it looked neat. Issue 9 of X Factor, issue 27 of X Factor, issue 54 of X Factor, and issue 56 of X Factor. And I also found issue 1 of Starbrand. I'm not normally a fan of John Romita Jr., but I kind of expected this issue to be more expensive, so I figured I should grab it while I see a good deal. And issue 1 of Kickers Incorporated, also from the New Universe era of Marvel. Probably garbage, but it's my garbage now. And then I don't even really know what this is. It's Armor and the Silver Streak, issue 2. It looks almost like Neil Adams art. I don't really know. It's by Continuity Comics. I've never heard of this. I just thought it was neat. And another cool thing is issue 1 of Rockheads. I don't know anything about this either. It's by Solson Lubert Publications. I don't know, it was $1. And I paid a little bit more for issue 250 of The Mighty Avengers and issue 283 of The Avengers. And I found another hole in Alpha Flight. It's issue 49. Then we went down the street to Clocktower Comics, also in Chelsea, and they were pretty good. They had a lot of good stuff, but I didn't find anything I was looking for there. Next Next, we went out to Stadium Cards and Comics, which is the very first comic store I ever went to, and they were having a game night, so there were a lot of dudes in there, and I felt bad because I didn't really take as much video as I wanted to reflect how much I cared about that store, but there were so many people in there, I just had to get the frick out. So I didn't buy anything, but that's right down the road from me, so I can go and buy things from there whenever I want. After that, we went to Fun for All, which is my weekly new comic store that I go to every Wednesday, and you would think that if I'm there every week, I shouldn't need to buy anything today, but you'd be wrong, because I bought Volume 1, the 10th anniversary of Liberty Meadows by Frank Cho. I've been really wanting to get into Liberty Meadows and just didn't know where to start, and this was calling my name on a shelf, so I decided to treat myself. As if you could call any part of this trip not treating myself. It wasn't on sale, but it was still a good price, okay? It was a good price. And then the last store that we hit today was Vault of Midnight in Ann Arbor. That's the first Vault of Midnight. They also have Grand Rapids and Detroit, but this is the first one, the big one that I've been going to for a long time. And I found some pretty good stuff there. I got issue 80 of Marvel Comics Presents in pretty good condition, as well as issue 333 of Thor, issue 371 of Thor, and issue 378. So it was a really solid long day of going to comic stores. Lots of great stores out there. Next Wednesday, I'm going to try to finish them off and get the last 15 or so stores in Detroit that I missed. This has been really fun. I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope that you're having a little bit of fun seeing what I bought and living vicariously through me, I guess. Especially those of you in Turkey and Sweden who are watching these videos. I wish that you could buy your own comics in person because it's just really nice. But until then, I hope that the videos that I'm going to make based on this trip can give you a little bit of the sense of glee that you get from going to a comic store. Oh, and I forgot to mention, while we were at the rabbit hole way over in South Haven, they gave us this neat list of all the other stores relatively close that also sell comics or comic adjacent things. So there's no sense of competing with other stores. They just want to make people feel as welcome as possible and make sure people are enjoying the hobby as much as possible. And that's what we're going for here. I want to inspire a sense of community amongst comics. I want people to feel like they can hang out and be nerds together. And so far you guys have been really great at fostering that sense of community, so thanks. Until my next review, keep it up!